Have you ever felt like life has dealt you an unfair hand? Betrayed by those you trusted, forgotten in a dark place, or just lost and wondering if things will ever get better? If so, you're going to want to hear the story of Joseph. It's a powerful reminder that even in our darkest moments, there can be a greater purpose at play. Joseph was the favorite son of his father, Jacob. He was given a beautiful, colorful coat, a symbol of his father's love. But this special treatment didn't sit well with his 10 older brothers. Their jealousy grew into a deep-seated hatred. One day, when Joseph was just 17, they saw their chance. They stripped him of his coat, threw him into a pit, and sold him as a slave to traders heading to Egypt. To cover their tracks, they dipped his coat in goat's blood and told their father a wild animal had killed him. Jacob was heartbroken, and Joseph's life, as he knew it, was over. In Egypt, Joseph was sold to Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's high-ranking officials. Despite his circumstances, Joseph worked hard and with integrity. God was with him, and everything he did prospered. Potiphar noticed this, and soon put Joseph in charge of his entire household. Things were finally looking up. But then, disaster struck again. Potiphar's wife tried to seduce Joseph. When he refused, saying he wouldn't sin against his master or God, she falsely accused him of attacking her. With no one to defend him, Joseph was thrown into prison. Can you imagine the despair? From a beloved son to a slave, and now a prisoner for a crime he didn't commit? In that dark, lonely cell, it would have been easy to give up. But Joseph held on to his faith. Again, God was with him. The prison wardens saw Joseph's character and soon put him in charge of all the other prisoners. While in prison, Joseph interpreted the dreams of 2 of Pharaoh's former servants, the cupbearer and the baker. His interpretations came true exactly as he said they would. The cupbearer was restored to his position, and Joseph's only request was to be remembered. But he was forgotten. For 2 more long years, Joseph waited in that prison. Then Pharaoh himself had 2 troubling dreams that no one in Egypt could interpret. The cupbearer finally remembered the young Hebrew man in prison. Joseph was brought before Pharaoh. He didn't take credit for his ability, but gave all the glory to God. He interpreted the dreams, foretelling 7 years of abundant harvest followed by 7 years of severe famine. He then wisely advised Pharaoh to appoint someone to store up grain during the good years. Pharaoh was so impressed with Joseph's wisdom that he said, "Can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God?" In a single day, Joseph went from prisoner to prime minister, second in command over all of Egypt. He was 30 years old, oversaw the storage of grain, and when the famine hit, Egypt had enough food for its people and for the surrounding nations. The famine was so severe that it reached Joseph's family back in Canaan. His brothers, not recognizing him, came to Egypt to buy grain. This was the moment. He could have taken revenge, but he didn't. After a series of tests to see if their hearts had changed, Joseph finally revealed himself. "I am your brother Joseph, the one you sold into Egypt," cried. His brothers were terrified, but Joseph reassured them. And this is the most powerful part of his story, he said. "Do not be distressed and do not be angry with yourselves for selling me here, because it was to save lives that God sent me ahead of you. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Joseph's journey, filled with betrayal, injustice, and suffering, was all part of a divine plan to save his family and countless others. It's a story that shows us that our current circumstances don't define our destiny. What looks like a pit, a prison, or a dead end might just be a stepping stone to a greater purpose we couldn't yet see. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more content that inspires.